At ringside, ladies and gentlemen, the three judges scoring this bout will be Joseph Pasquale, Valeska Roldan, and Alan Rubenstein. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, referee Big Eddie Cotton. And now let's get this party started. 12 rounds of boxing for the NABO and vacant WBC International Heavyweight Championships. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue trimmed with Kronk Gold, officially weighing 218.5 pounds. His professional record consists of 30 fights, 28 victories, including 18 knockouts, with only 1 defeat and 1 draw. Fighting out of Emmanuel Stewart's Kronk Gym in the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan, here is the heavyweight contender, Johnathon, Mr. Banks Banks. And fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with green, officially weighing in at 242 pounds. A professional record consisting of 26 contests, 25 victories, including 19 knockouts, with 1 draw. From Brandywine, Maryland, ranked number 2 in the world. He's the fighting pride of Michigan State Spartans, the undefeated NABO heavyweight champion, Seth Mayhem Mitchell.
All right, boxers, you both received my instructions in the dressing room. Obey my commands and protect yourself at all times. All right, let's touch gloves. I expect a good, clean fight. Let's go.
Just a couple of thousand fans here at most, but this is considered a very important event for Atlantic City to let the world know they are still open for business.
We're joined now at ringside by Roy Jones Jr., our expert commentator. Roy, when you look at Mitchell, as you might expect for a football player, he has huge quadriceps muscles and a very substantial butt. What does that mean to him in the ring?
Well, he got a lot of power. He's kind of built strong at the bottom. They generate a lot of power and a lot of torque. But the problem for him is that he's fighting a seasoned fighter who's been fighting since he was about 15 years old. That's always a tough assignment for a guy who starts late in his career.
Banks is indeed a slick, sophisticated boxer. But in his 9 fights as a heavyweight, he hasn't really been able to generate any pace. He's been averaging in his last 5 fights about 25 or 30 punches per round. And guys who have not shown much activity have gone away pretty fast against Seth Mitchell.
Yes, they have.
You have to fight.
You got to fight. And he's in a fight in a case tonight where he has to fight because Seth has the title. So if he wants to win, he has to go at Seth a little bit more.
What title is that, Roy?
The NABO or something like that.
Oh, that important title.
But what's important about it is that the next fight, he may have to fight his own boxer. Banks, that is. Oh, there he is.
Right hand over the top by Mitchell, and Banks grabs and holds immediately.
If Mitchell is a potential serious fighter, he should dominate this fight. Can he be schooled? Or is he the big kid in the schoolyard you don't want to mess with?
Banks grabs and holds again after another right hand by Mitchell.
Yeah,
Mitchell believes he has him hurt already.
Yeah, I think he had him hurt as well. Mitchell just has to be careful not to punch himself out, but he's doing a great thing by jumping on the more experienced fighter early.
We asked Mitchell what he'd been working on in the gym, and the first thing he mentioned was feints and head movement. The man who needs feints and head movement tonight is Johnathon Banks.
Stop.
In a fight like this, Jim, if Banks is smart, Banks will try to make it go into the later rounds because he's the more experienced fighter. Seth is throwing some really good punches at him right now, but if he can avoid these and get the fight in about round 8 or 9, he has a better chance.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Come on.
That's when that experience will kick in.
Mitchell's stamina has barely been tested in the professional ranks. Against Zach Page, he went the distance 8 rounds. But that's the longest he's been in the ring. Most of them have been 3, 4, and 5 round outings. Good left hook inside by Mitchell. Lands a couple of uppercuts while Banks tries to hold on. Seth Mitchell won the first round.
Primarily with good body punching.
Keep the speed on your jab. Keep feinting him and this and that. Seth, he giving it to you. He leaning in, he throwing that low left jab. You can hit him with that 1-2 this time. But keep the jab going so he can never get on track with you, all right? Keep a speed jab in his face. And don't fall in on the shot, because he's going to grab you every time you fall in. You understand me? All right.
What punches you want to throw? Quit waiting on him. Let your damn hands go. You ain't gonna win no fight if you ain't punching. He right there. Just let your damn hands go. You got it? Let's go then. I'm be giving away no rounds. Get out there and take it to the beef first.
Back it up, back it up, back it up. Back it up, John. Back it up.
Copy box numbers in round 1. Mitchell was 15 of 52. Banks 9 of only 29. As I mentioned, he's been throwing 25 to 30 punches per round. And he was at that pace again in round number 1. That's not going to threaten Seth Mitchell. Larry mentioned the body punches. CompuBox found Mitchell landing 8 out of 22 jabs. Banks gets in a jab.
Banks is trying to lay traps, hope that Mitchell makes a mistake, and that he can land the right hand.
All right, stop
right
it. Easy, stop right there. Stop right there.
Bothered and hurt Mitchell
You got to stop
in his
holding,
last
Johnson, all right?
fight.
Let's go.
Like I said, the thing for Banks here is he has to try to extend this fight. He doesn't want to get into a trading war or a wheel of power here, because he's definitely the smaller guy, and definitely he's not the stronger guy. So if he can extend this fight, he can find out, can his experience become effective.
Hard right hand to the body by Mitchell. Crowd oohed and awed over that. There's the kind of mistake that Larry Merchant was talking about. Seth Mitchell makes the mistake, and Johnathon Banks has a knockdown. Perfect example of the kind of trap you were talking about.
7, 8.
And Mitchell is dazed, and we have over a minute left in the round.
And now he holds on. He did not go down against Witherspoon when Witherspoon ripped him in the first round of the last fight. This time, he's been down.
And he's in bad trouble now.
First knockdown of Seth Mitchell's career. Johnathon Banks, an inspired performance. Big left hook by Mitchell. Mitchell's trying to fight his way out of it.
Yes, he is. He has the big heart. The fight against Witherspoon taught him that he always has a fighting chance. So he's still fighting right now, trying.
Looks like his head is cleared a little bit.
Nope. Got ripped again on a straight right hand inside by Banks. Oh, just missed with a huge right hand that might have knocked Banks into next week. Good body shots. 2 of them by Mitchell. That's a good way to stabilize.
Oh, you heard him
Another
again.
big shot by Banks.
Oh,
And
you heard
another
again.
right hand.
He's hurt
Mitchell's
again.
down again.
Go.
Second knockdown. Eddie Cotton's going to start the count.
7. Come on, Seth, you got to show me. 8. You got to show me something. You got to show me something.
Mitchell has rubbery legs,
I don't
and
think he'll
Banks
make-
finish him right here.
Yeah, I don't think
You
he'll
heard
make it up.
Cotton say, you got to show me something. Somewhere Emmanuel Stewart is cheering as Banks tries to get it done. Third knockdown of the round. And that's it. The fight is over. Seth Mitchell has been knocked out by Johnathon Banks. An amazing upset. Stewart magic.
The fighter who started at 15 beat the fighter who started at nearly 25.
Well, you made the point, Larry, in round 1 that Banks was trying to set traps for Mitchell. He got him into one of those traps in round 2 and capitalized perfectly, Roy.
Yes, he did. And anytime you see a fighter like Banks who's chopping at the bits for a guy who was a late starter, you know he saw something in the guy before he ever took the fight. He said this is the fight that he has been waiting for. He saw something in Seth Mitchell. More than likely, the inexperience ability is what he saw, and that let him know that he had a great chance against Seth.
So did we see another American heavyweight hopeful vanish in front of our eyes, or another one rise? in front of our eyes.
No, we kind of saw another one vanish in front of our eyes because we already know that he's not going to do well against his own fighter.
That's right. He trains Vladimir Klitschko. But what an amazing 8 days for Banks, who got Klitschko past Mariusz Bach last Saturday night, who came to Detroit and commemorated the loss of his mentor, Emanuel Stewart, who came here where nobody thought he could do this and knocked out Seth Mitchell. Roy?
Yeah, he saw Jonathan Banks on the attack. He caught him with a good right hook that hurt him in the beginning. Sorry I missed it then, but right here you see the knockdown was an overhand right there on the chin, and down went the big guy, Seth Mitchell.
Crowd was shocked.
The knockdown two, there was another overhand right to the jaw, followed by a hook, and another right hook straight down the middle. And that was another straight right hand that grazed him, but he was already hurt at that point. And he also pulled Mitchell down, not Mitchell.
And now here's the end.
And here's the end.
Banks closed the show, landing 25 of 42 power shots in the round, I guess with the tape stop there. But the bottom line is, once he got Mitchell in trouble, obviously the skilled veteran knew what to do and went after Mitchell with a perfect fusillade of power shots that got it done.
Well, see, this is what you have to realize, Jim. Guys like Banks, who have been around for a while, they watch guys. He saw that Witherspoon hurt the big fighter, the bigger guy. So he knew that if he could just get in and land the shot first, he could cause problems. So he gambled, and he won the gamble tonight.
It is hard to separate this from the emotional aura of what we're dealing with here. Emanuel Stewart's fighter has just scored an incredible upset.
And lined himself up to fight his own fighter.
That's amazing. Well, I guess he has to ask to fight Vitaly then. He does not train Vitaly Klitschko. He does train Vladimir Klitschko. Michael Buffer has a small smile on his face. I know why.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 2 minutes, 37 seconds of round number 2. The winner by knockout victory, with dedication to his trainer, the late, great Emanuel Stewart. From the Kronk Gym, Detroit, Michigan, Mr. Banks, Jonathan Banks.
Let's take a look at final CompuBox numbers. Mitchell landed 21. He more or less dominated the first round. Banks, almost all of this in the second round. 38 out of 77, 49% for the fight. Wiping out Seth Mitchell, producing 3 second-round knockdowns and a stunning upset victory on the boardwalk in Atlantic City. Total power punches, and most of the 27 power punches Banks landed came after he got Mitchell in trouble in the second round. Larry Merchant is standing by with the winner. Let's go up there.
Thank you, Jim. Congratulations, Jonathan. What role did Emanuel Stewart's passing play into this fight tonight?
Well, the role of Emanuel Stewart played into my life, and fighting is my life. So I just want to dedicate this to him, because I know he's a man of knockouts. He loves knockouts. So I dedicate this to Emanuel Stewart, never forgotten, and we truly gonna miss him.
You've said that what Emanuel taught you is know what's in front of you. What did you feel you knew about what was in front of you tonight?
Well, I knew I had a very strong and determined guy in front of me. You know, I seen Seth fights, and I seen just his mentality. He got a go-getter mentality. Regardless of whatever happened, he wants to win. He's coming to win.
What flaws did you see? What trap did you try to lay? What happened in the ring that began the end of this fight?
Well, honestly, I didn't see any openings, let's just say. I didn't see too many, but I felt when I hit him, I hurt him, and he didn't grab hold to me like he should have. He grabbed my waist instead of grabbing my arms. So as long as I was able to punch, I was able to get something off.
I've seen you on many occasions never going like a tiger after a guy you've hurt, barging into the room after you've opened the door. What inspired that?
Well, I believe, like we discussed in the HBO meeting, I just got a different motivation. Maybe it's because I turned 30, I don't know. But I got a different motivation, a different attitude about boxing, and I'm just ready to go continue my rise to the top.
If you had lost this fight, you might have become just a trainer. Now you're all of a sudden in the position of challenging the man you just trained for a championship fight, Vladimir Klitschko, the man you've sparred with 8 years.
Yeah.
What feelings are running through your head?
You know, all is running through my head. I got so much momentum going right now. All I'm thinking about is how thankful I am for Emmanuel Stewart. That's all that's running through my head right now. I'm thankful for Emmanuel Stewart because without him, he taught me the game of boxing. Without boxing, I wouldn't be here right now.
But didn't you feel that a guy, you've been 15 years inside the gym,
Yeah.
and that even though everybody thought he's too big and strong for you, you felt deep down inside,
Talking about the opponent.
no, you're the professional here.
I felt, everyone always told me, I'm reading on Facebook, on Twitter, everyone's telling me he's too big, too strong for you, Jonathan, but I've been fighting big guys all my life, never been scared of him. I knew he wasn't scared of me, I wasn't scared of him, and I'm thankful of his attitude, because we both have a mutual respect for each other, and we both respect boxing, and I'm thankful for that.
Do you know how to fight Vladimir Klitschko?
Yes, I do. I made a half a living knowing how to fight him, so yes.
We may yet see that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Seth, you met an experienced pro out there tonight. What happened?
First and foremost, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing me to walk out this ring healthy. I want to congratulate Jonathan on a hell of a performance. And, you know, he caught me. I felt I definitely won the first round, caught him with some shots that he felt. And then in the second round, our main focus was to not reach on him. He was a counter puncher. And, you know, I threw a shot and a looping shot and reached, and he did what he was supposed to do, caught me with a counter shot, and he was able to, you know, throw some more shots when like he said, I was grabbing him at the waist instead of tying his arms up, and he did what he was supposed to do.
Does this crush your dreams of becoming a significant factor or even a champion?
Not at all. You know, I'm going to bounce back from this victory. I'm going to look at this tape. I'm going to learn what I did wrong. Obviously, it set me back a little bit, but we're going to go back to the drawing board, and I'll come back stronger. Don't be sorry for me. Be sorry for my next opponent. That's just how I look at it.
Thank you very much, Seth.
Thank you.
Jim?